RHOC's Alexis Bellino, grateful, to move on with John Jansen following Shannon Beador legal drama. Alexis Bellino's return to the Real Housewives of Orange County after a decade away has been disastrous. Now that season 18 is over, it sounds like the embattled cast member is looking to the future, and it may not include RHOC. According to page 6, Alexis is relieved that her fiancé, John Jansen, settled his lawsuit with Shannon Beador. Alexis is relieved to put this entire ordeal behind them, a source told the outlet. She never wanted this situation with Shannon and John to come between them, and she's glad they can just close this chapter and put it in the past. Alexis only ever wanted to move forward, primarily because she's focused on her future with John, which will seemingly include a wedding. The source claimed that the 47-year-old is grateful that she can move on from this experience. Alexis squandered her RHOC return. While there's typically a lot of buzz when a former cast member returns to a show, Alexis struggled to find an in with viewers because of her devotion to John. Instead of forming connections with her co-stars, she spent much of the season putting Shannon on blast. Ahead of the reunion, Alexis vowed she would be vindicated because the truth would come out. However, her time at the reunion was marred by Emily Simpson firing insults at her and not allowing her to get one over on Shannon. Alexis was so mad about the reunion she took to Instagram after the third and final part aired to claim that she had all the evidence, but it wasn't used. Alexis admitted that she's been struggling with how the show has portrayed her and claimed that she'd truly lay awake at night wondering why it was portrayed this way. Ultimately, she believes that RHOC season 18 was made a hit show at Maya and John's expense. Alexis hints she'll share the truth. While Alexis didn't leave the reunion vindicated, she wants to use her platform to share the truth. "I signed on to reality. And now I will bring the reality to light," she continued. It's unclear what Alexis could theoretically show off-screen to change public opinion. She was vocal during the reunion about having John's finances examined forensically to refute Shannon's claim that she paid for everything during the initial years of their relationship. Alexis should probably move on and live her life with John because viewers are ready for this season, including all its drama, to be over. It's been a lot, and we don't envision Alexis securing a contract for next season. Alexis Bellino, the former Real Housewives of Orange County star, leaned back in her plush cream-colored sofa, her fingers curling around a delicate porcelain coffee mug emblazoned with the words, "Faith over fear." It was her mantra, her guiding light, as she spoke candidly about her life post-RHOC. Gone was the woman who once flaunted an extravagant lifestyle with then-husband Jim Bellino, whose flashy cars and over-the-top mansions were fodder for housewives gossip. In her place stood someone far more grounded, yet glowing with hope and love. "This past year has been a whirlwind," Alexis began, her voice soft but resolute. "But sometimes, God has a funny way of shaking things up to put us exactly where we're meant to be." It wasn't lost on Alexis how the Bravo universe had a way of keeping her name in headlines, even years after she left the franchise. The recent drama between Shannon Beador and her longtime boyfriend-turned-ex, John Jansen, had sent shockwaves through Orange County's social scene, pulling Alexis into the fray unexpectedly. Surprising connection. Alexis met John Jansen at a mutual friend's charity gala 6 months ago, an event she had attended reluctantly. After the public fallout of Shannon Beador's legal troubles, including a high-profile DUI incident and subsequent court battles, it seemed John had become the hot topic of the OC, with rumors swirling about his romantic prospects post-breakup. Alexis hadn't given it much thought until she locked eyes with him across the room. It wasn't instant fireworks, she admitted with a laugh. But there was something comforting about his energy. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He was just real. Real wasn't a word Alexis had often associated with the men of her past. Her ex-husband Jim had been larger than life, a personality that often overshadowed her own. With John, things felt different. Simple. Genuine. He asked if I wanted a refill on my drink, and I thought, wow, a man who listens, she joked. But honestly, we just started talking, and it felt like I'd known him forever. The ghost of Shannon Beador. Of course, stepping into a relationship with someone so publicly tied to Shannon Beador came with its challenges. The OC isn't exactly a big town, especially when your social circles are laced with Bravo alumni. Let's just say I've heard all about Shannon's side of things, Alexis said, choosing her words carefully. I don't want to comment too much on her situation because I know how hard breakups can be, especially in the public eye. But John deserves happiness, just like anyone else. The media frenzy surrounding Shannon's legal battles had only intensified when whispers of John and Alexis dating began to circulate. Paparazzi snapped pictures of the couple enjoying a quiet dinner in Laguna Beach, fueling speculation that Alexis was somehow inserting herself into Shannon's narrative. I've always been a target for drama, Alexis admitted with a resigned smile. But this isn't about Shannon or the past. This is about two people who found each other when they least expected it. Finding gratitude in the chaos. What struck Alexis most about John was his resilience. Despite the chaos surrounding Shannon's DUI arrest and the lawsuits that followed, he remained calm and focused on building a new chapter. It was a quality that inspired Alexis to reflect on her own journey. When I left Housewives, I went through this period of really questioning who I was without all the glitz and glam, she shared. I had to rebuild from the ground up, not just my finances, but my faith, my confidence, my sense of purpose. That process wasn't always easy. Divorce had left Alexis vulnerable, and navigating single motherhood while trying to carve out a post-reality TV identity was no small feat. But now, with her 3 children thriving and her interior design business gaining traction, Alexis felt like she was finally standing on solid ground. I'm just so grateful for where I am today, she said, her voice thick with emotion. If you had told me 5 years ago that I'd be sitting here, talking about a healthy relationship with a man like John, I wouldn't have believed you. A new kind of love. For Alexis, being with John was a stark departure from her previous relationships. Gone were the days of flashy grand gestures and superficial connections. Instead, their love was built on shared values, mutual respect, and an understanding of what it meant to rebuild after heartbreak. We're both in this place where we're not trying to impress anyone, she explained. We've been through the ringer, and now we just want peace and joy. It's as simple as that. Who had remained tight-lipped about his breakup with Shannon, was equally hesitant to make their relationship a public spectacle. Still, Alexis couldn't help but gush about the little things he did to make her feel cherished. He leaves me notes on the fridge, she said, her cheeks flushing with happiness. Not big, sappy ones, just little reminders that he's thinking of me. It's those small acts of kindness that mean the most. Looking ahead. As the conversation shifted to the future, Alexis's eyes lit up with excitement. She and John had recently started discussing the possibility of blending their lives more fully, though she was quick to emphasize that they were taking things one step at a time. My kids adore him, and that's huge for me, she said. They've been through enough change, so it's important that I protect their hearts as much as my own. Alexis was also candid about her desire to stay out of the RHOC drama, despite ongoing speculation that she might return to the show. Never say never, she teased. But right now, I'm focused on living a life that feels authentic to me. And honestly, that life doesn't involve wine throwing or screaming matches at dinner parties. Instead, Alexis was channeling her energy into philanthropy and personal growth. She had recently launched a faith-based podcast, Grace and Grit, where she discussed topics ranging from divorce recovery to finding love after loss. I want to use my story to help others, she said. If sharing my ups and downs can inspire even one person to keep going, then it's all worth it. A message for Shannon. Before the interview ended, Alexis took a moment to address the elephant in the room, Shannon Beador. I don't hold any ill will towards Shannon, she said, her tone sincere. We've all made mistakes, and we've all been through tough times. I truly hope she finds peace and happiness because at the end of the day, that's what we all deserve. As Alexis stood to hug goodbye, the words faith over fear caught the light once more, a testament to the journey that had brought her here. Life in Orange County might never be drama-free, but for Alexis Bellino, this new chapter was one she was writing on her own terms, with gratitude, love, and just a little bit of grace.